Welcome to the Collective Minds podcast.
Never fucking had it.
Shut
No way.
Never fucking
No
had it.
way.
Like, Austin, you trying to tell us something else right now?
As humans, everybody lives in the same reality. You know, we could all be in the same room together, but we perceive it differently.
All that experience, all that emotions, all the things that happen in that one life is boiled down to what we call instinct. And that's the only thing we can bring over to the next life.
You won't behave. You will be canceled.
All right. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Collective Minds podcast. It's getting a little weird in Texas today. So, good thing, though. More than 30 children were rescued amid trafficking operation in major U.S. city as expert warns of growing crisis. So I guess it's one good thing or another good thing. Biggest good thing when it comes to Donald Trump being the president of the United States is that there is trafficking operations happening. So instead of trafficking them in to the country and around the country under Biden for 4 years, now we have a president that actually at least allows these people to bust them. Let's jump into it real quick. It says federal and local authorities rescued more than 30 kids and uncovered multiple trafficking operations targeting vulnerable youth during a coordinated crackdown across Texas. The effort, which was centered in San Antonio, led to arrests, felony warrants, and several new investigations under a joint mission known as Operation Lightning Bug, which is a good thing. It led to more dirty, these evil people. Doesn't get much worse. I mean, it really doesn't than that, than trafficking children. But it would be nice if you could do just one giant operation and take out all of them. And I really think if they started hanging people in the street, bullets are a hell of a lot cheaper, that these kind of crimes would no longer exist. Or at least it'd be a one-off. But unfortunately, we live in a world today where it's just gotten worse back when the satanic panic was happening. People were coming out of the woodwork and saying, what has happened to them or their friends and how they grew up as a child, that babies were being born for this kind of stuff and not in the federal database anywhere. That it's just grown and grown since then. Just gotten worse. Be really nice if it could all come to a screeching halt one of these days. The results included 3 arrests for harboring runaways, which kind of sounds like they were luring children in and letting them stay at a house. 9 felony warrants executed. 6 sex trafficking survivors rescued and connected with support services. So it doesn't say children in that one, but I'm guessing they're either just old enough or maybe they missed that part. 5 new trafficking investigations opened. Damn. More than 30 missing juveniles located. That's amazing. And more than 120 additional juveniles voluntarily returned home, clearing their names from missing person databases. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on here. It kind of sounds like drugs and I don't know. Some people, a lot of times, these little wannabe gangbangers grow up, turn into an adult, all of a sudden they're 30 and living in a ghetto house and letting kids come over and hang out and hide from their parents there. U.S. Marshal Susan Pamerlo for the Western District of Texas said in a statement that protecting children remains central to the Marshal's service mission. It should. The safety of our children is the safety of our communities, and justice demands that we protect those who cannot protect themselves. Through Operation Lightning Bug, we reaffirm our promise to safeguard the most vulnerable and strengthen the safety of our communities. Every suspect arrested, juvenile returned home, and survivor taken out of harm's way matters. Absolutely. This operation demonstrates what can be achieved when law enforcement agencies unite to protect children. Amen. The U.S. Marshals conducted the sweep under the authority of the Justice for Victims of Trafficking Act of 2015. which empowers the agency to recover missing or endangered children, even when no fugitive is involved. That law also led to the creation of the USMS Missing Child Unit, which leads similar recovery efforts nationwide. That's where our money should be going, not to these third world countries bombing each other. She said traffickers often target instability, children without consistent housing, food, or family support. Yeah, like DHS, biggest trafficking organization in the world. See, been grappling with for a considerable period of time. They're easy pickings for traffickers to take advantage of. She warned they exploit these needs by offering those items and then calling in debts and putting those kids in a position where they are able to exploit them for sex or for labor. Disgusting. As technology advances, traffickers are early adopters and adapters of technology. She said the internet allows them to connect with victims and buyers far beyond their local area. Horrible. American citizens can traffic American citizens on American soil, she said, adding that most trafficking cases prosecuted in the U.S. involve American perpetrators exploiting American victims. The biggest myth is that it happens somewhere else, and it happens to someone else, she said, until we start recognizing that people have value, no matter who they are or where they come from, what they've done or what's been done to them. We will continue to excuse some level of exploitation. Absolutely. So jumping into this next article, it is Spooktober, everyone. So we're going to be bringing some creepy stories and stuff, and maybe some cryptids, all the fun stuff that you get going around this time of year. So we are going to be doing, I believe, a bigger pod this upcoming weekend. Hopefully both the guys can join up. So right here, also in Texas, let's see. Serial killer fears rock U.S. city after grim discovery of 16 bodies in a matter of months and coincidence unlikely. Aha. Sounds like they're finally saying it. So they keep finding bodies in the bayous. They're outside of Houston, or in Houston. And 16 of them now. And the police keep saying, no serial killer. It's an accident. 16 people have just drowned. So experts are now insisting, gotta throw that now in there, something afoot. That's to blame for the grim discoveries, and said that the discoveries so close together are unlikely to be a mere coincidence. Absolutely. Recent fears of a killer led the mayor of Houston and the police chief to publicly shoot down theories that there's any connection between the apparent drowning cases at a press conference last month. We do not have any evidence that there's a serial killer loose in Houston, Texas, Houston Mayor John Whitmer said at a news briefing on September 23rd. Let me say it again, there's no evidence. There's a serial killer loose in the streets of Houston. Damage control. Yeah. I mean, it could be one person, or it could be many. I mean, they just saved, sent 120 kids home and saved 30, missing kids being held against their will, it sounds like. These seem like they may be connected. In some way. But some members of the public are unconvinced. Something is afoot. Ooh, retired police officer. A coincidence unlikely. A careful inspection of each case is warranted, including the 48 hours prior to the discovery of their disappearance. It's like humans cannot learn from history, right? You see actual serial killers, you watch the documentaries on them, it's the police do damage control until they have to, until they start getting letters in the mail. Or we've all watched those crime shows where they get brazen enough to go out and do it in daylight or start leaving a certain mark and stuff on it. This person might just be smart enough to not want to get caught, so they're floating them down the water. It's really hard to find out what happened to them after they've been floating for 2 weeks or sunk. 5 of the bodies were found within a 5-day span. Last month, Houston Police Chief No Diaz said, "There's no evidence," and I repeat, we're not going to do that anymore. Men and women ranging in age from 20s to their 60s were found in the bayous. That's what I was wondering, is if there was children involved. Corpses have been found in the Buffalo Bayou, Hunting Bayou, White Oak Bayou, and Braze Bayou. Medical examiners still haven't determined the cause of death for all of the bodies found. However, the majority of the known deaths are ruled as accidental drowning. Ding, ding, ding. If you have followed us talking about the missing 411, they're finding GHB that doesn't get tested inside of people's bodies, which is the date rape drug. But it's a chemical compound that your body actually makes. Well, the idea is that something was making these people produce more. They were thinking aliens, could be anything wild out there that you could imagine. They're not sure. But something as simple as that is putting something in someone's drink or getting them with a needle. Let's just say that this is a serial killer who's watched all the documentaries. You wouldn't want to pick the same kind of victim. The age range would fluctuate. The color of the person would fluctuate. Male, female, different areas. And you would do it in some way that could be misconstrued into just the police thinking they're rationally thinking when they just drowned. It's the perfect cover-up. First body was found in a Houston Bayou this year was Douglas Swearingen in the White Oak Bayou on January 11th. The medical examiner's office determined he drowned, but acute methamphetamine toxicity contributed to his death. I am so good. Look at this. Most recently, an unidentified woman was found in water under a bridge by the University of Houston downtown. Not a new phenomena. Whitmer said the number of deaths is alarming, but asked the community to have patience with police as they investigate. The mayor also blamed the bodies in the water on homelessness, alcohol use, and mental health issues. I grew up in Houston, the mayor said. Unfortunately, drowning in our bayous is not a new phenomenon. Absolutely. And that's what Portland, over here in Oregon, that's what they're saying too. They've been finding a lot of bodies in the rivers there. Like lakes and rivers there. They're pulling them out. I think there might be up to 12 now this year. And they're like, oh, happens every year. People are just dumb and go drown. Very interesting. And then there's homeless people now. Speaking up about a black man who has his fingernails painted who keeps stealing and murdering homeless women. Like kidnapping them and killing them. Last year, 24 bodies were pulled from Houston's bayou. So I guess it is getting close to that number. I think it's because of how quickly they found these bodies. And I guess it'll make some more sense here in the next couple months if they find even more of them. Because people don't go swimming in winter. So, that's it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And get ready because we're going to do some cool Spooktober stuff this year. So, going to hit all sorts of new topics. Creepy topics to hit. We'll catch you on the next one.